I think you can tell a lot about somebody from the stickers that they put on their laptop. Now, I, for one, am not somebody who puts stickers on work laptops, nor do I even put them on my personal ones. But when I got my first and so far only personal MacBook, I bought a plastic shell for it so that I could protect my very expensive investment and keep that MacBook looking sparkly clean for years, which it has. For the last 10 years, I've been putting stickers on this thing, and I still think that the stickers you put on your laptop say a lot about who you are. And I've known some people along the way, including classmates of mine, who had some questionable choices that they put on. And hopefully none of mine fall under that category, but who knows? Maybe they do. And if they do, please let me know. So here is the plastic protector that I keep on my MacBook Air. I took it off for the purposes of this video. And here are the stickers that I have on my MacBook Air. I'm going to take a little tour around the MacBook's sticker collection. This is a monkey that I drew for a t-shirt company that I had when I was first unemployed, when I made the move from being a marketing manager to being a product manager. I was a member of a co-ed business fraternity, Delta Sigma Pi, in undergrad. And to be honest, when I was an undergrad, the clothing options were atrocious and what was available was super expensive. And so I thought, you know what, I think I could do it better. And I did sell quite a few t-shirts. There are still a few, and by a few, I mean a lot in my parents' garage that I didn't sell. But I created this logo, and then I had an e-commerce website that I managed. I went to some in-person events to sell them. But this is left over from that era. If we go to the left from there, this is a Bike New York sticker, a great organization. I was a member for a few years, and I love bike riding so much that I actually recently picked up a bicycle here in Melbourne for what is hopefully not my last few weeks. Fingers crossed that we get somebody to sponsor us and get to stay in Melbourne a little while longer. But I did buy a bicycle recently, new to me, refurbished, used from a volunteer-based organization in Brunswick, and been enjoying riding my bike again, which is nice. Next to that is Battle Beaver Customs. So I have logged over 2,000 hours of gameplay in just Destiny 2, and if it wasn't for the custom controller that I purchased from Battle Beaver Customs many moons ago, and have since not only purchased additional controllers, but had them fixed up, refurbished. But if it wasn't for Battle Beaver Customs and their ability to map the run button to a separate button on the back of the controller and giving me the opportunity to use more of my digits while I'm playing video games, I probably wouldn't be able to physically play as many video games as I do because the carpal tunnel's real. Next to that, we got a little Collingwood flag from the first sticker set that I got from Collingwood Football, which is an AFL team here in Melbourne. Polar Bear Club, the Coney Island Polar Bear Club. So on New Year's Day, before I left for Melbourne, a friend of mine who's been doing the Polar Bear Club for many years. I think he told me he's been doing it since he was a teenager. I said, you know, Mike, we haven't caught up in a while. I want to see you before I leave for Melbourne. And he said, well, if you want to see me, you need to come do the polar bear plunge in Coney Island on New Year's Day, which I did. And you know what? It was awesome. I actually really loved it. It was not all that much colder than the water in summer in Melbourne on the beach. Middle section. Starting again on the right, we have the Bronx Zoo. I love the Bronx Zoo. I was a Bronx Zoo member for like 4 years. It was something that I rediscovered at the end of COVID. Once they reopened, I wanted to support the zoo with my family. So we joined as members, and you know what? No regrets. The Bronx Zoo does fantastic conservation and research and wildlife preservation. And they also do really fun events at the actual zoo. Brew at the Zoo was one of my favorite ones, where you literally walk around the zoo on a kind of bar crawl, and all these different vendors give you little tastes of their different kinds of beers and wines. And they also do different Halloween events. They do holiday lights. Love the Bronx Zoo. If you go to New York and you want an escape from the urban, busy craziness, head to the Bronx Zoo. It's literally an oasis in the city. Next to that, my favorite, Member 2023. So when I arrived in Melbourne in 2023 to attend Monash University, where I received my MBA, I had invited myself to sit at a table of Australian men at our orientation weekend. And one of the first things they talked about was AFL, which I had no idea what it was. And then, you know what? We fast forward a few weeks. We played Footy Bachelorette to find which team was going to be mine for the rest of my life. And that was Collingwood. And as soon as I figured that out, I signed up for a membership. And by the end of the 2024 season, I not only became a die-hard, full-on Victorian football fan, but I also got the chance to attend 91 games. And I'm hoping to make it an even 100 before I have to head back to New York, which, like I said, hopefully is not the case. Hopefully someone in Australia sees this and is like, hey, I want to work with that person and I can sponsor them to stay in Australia a little bit longer. But sadly, if that is not the case, I'll at least hit 100 games. The next one I'm going to is Indigenous round. I'm actually flying to Perth in the morning and flying back at night, taking a red eye back just to catch the game, the Indigenous game there. But yeah, that's my Member 2023. That was also the year that the Pies won the premiership. Fantastic year to get into Aussie rules football. In the middle is a Jade Rabbit, which is an icon from Destiny 2, which is my favorite game that I have. I think 4,000 hours of playtime in. It's a lot. It's a lot. I know it's a lot. But thanks to Justin, who was my coworker at the time, he was generous enough to give it to me. And he's also one of the people that introduced me to that game. Thanks so much, Justin. And I had to put it front and center so that the eyes would glow every time my MacBook was open. And I think it looks pretty neat when it happens. On the left side, the lower left corner here, we have the Australian stickers. I don't know where I got the koala sticker from. I just kind of found it amongst my stuff. I thought it looked cute. And so it got featured on here. And then we have the map of Australia with the Indigenous flag colors painted in the center. But I got this from attending one of the protest rallies on Australia Day. And it's a little taste of the place that I consider my second home, which is Australia. Even when I'm not in Australia and I have it handy, it reminds me of all the good times that I've had here and all the fantastic people that I met through the years. In the lower middle, we have actually two stickers. I usually don't cover up stickers with other stickers, but I had gotten a StockX sticker because I was collecting sneakers for a while around like 2017 to 2019. And StockX was a huge part of my life during that time. I purchased maybe like one or two pairs from there, but I did make a nice little chunk of change selling some exclusive sneakers that I had gotten from the sneakers app, which I don't even have on my phone anymore because Nike, what are you doing? Like, you had such a great designs and collabs, and now the sneakers just aren't what they used to be. But I do have a closet full of shoes back home that now I get to wear over time or sell. If the price is right. You know what? I will happily part with my limited edition 420 Hawaiian SB high top dunks, even though I do really like them. They're really cute. Partially covering the StockX sticker is a Discord sticker. So this one, I'm not generally a huge fan of Discord, I'll be honest. I use it all the time. I like a lot of the features, but I think that there just isn't a good way to connect with people outside of starting a new channel, and having so many channels in my Discord account is just really overwhelming, and I'm not a fan of that. But it is an essential tool as an online gamer, and I got this sticker at PAX 2020, believe it or not. Discord was giving away stickers if you took a selfie with their giant statue of their mascot, and so got the coveted Discord sticker. This is a sticker down here that I received when I got my motorcycle license. That was something that was really high on my bucket list. And during that time when I was transitioning from being in marketing to doing product and app development, I had only about maybe $400 to $500 left in my bank account. And after that, I had no money, I had no income, I had no job. Looking down the barrel at $0 in my account, I had a choice, right? Where I could hold on to that money and I could maybe pay a few bills, maybe go out for a drink or two, but it was going to hit zero no matter what. I had tried everything at that point, and I thought, you know what? If I'm going to have nothing, at least let me get something out of this. And so I signed up for a motorcycle class. You can essentially take a 2.5 day course to get your motorcycle license, where they spend half a day doing a classroom where you learn like the rules of the road and general knowledge about riding a motorcycle. And then you spend 2 days learning how to ride one on one and for me it was in a fenced in parking lot that wasn't very big. That was the part that scared me the most, was how small the parking lot was, because I thought, surely I'm going to hit this fence. I'm going to not be able to brake in time or slow the bike down, and I'm going to hit the fence, which I didn't. I actually did really well, and at the end of the 2 days, I got my motorcycle license, which was really exciting because that was something I had wanted my whole life. I remember getting to the parking lot where the motorcycle class was going to take place, and as I parked the car and was about to get out, my phone went off, and I saw that I got an email from a place called Happy Fun Corp. And they said, hey, we'd love for you to come in for an interview. Can you come in tomorrow? And in that moment, I knew I had a choice. You see, motorcycle class is non-refundable if you don't complete it or if you fail the course. And so I could give up the $370 out of the $500 that I had left to my name, right? So I had paid for this class and I had about $100 left in my account. I could give up the $350 that I paid for class and go on this interview and hope that this was the one that they would finally hire me and I would finally have an income again. Or I could tell them no and complete my motorcycle course. And in that moment, I knew that if I did that, there's always a chance that they're going to go with someone else who could make that interview, who did talk to them and they liked and they think that they could do the job just as well or better than I could. That was a well-known risk when I went into it. And I said to myself, you know what? That's true. But how many times in my life am I going to have a Thursday and a Friday totally free to do this motorcycle course? And getting my motorcycle license, like I said, was always a dream of mine. It was on my bucket list. And when you've got nothing left, sometimes the bucket list is all you got to keep your head above water. And I emailed them back and I said, sorry, I'm actually in motorcycle class right now. And that's the day of my final exam where hopefully I'll get my license. So is it possible that we could reschedule? The founder who I was speaking to responded and he said, that sounds so cool. We can talk next week if you're available. I was relieved, a little relieved at the time. I was still nervous that they were going to find someone else in, the few days between that email and when I'd be talking to them. But it all worked out in the end. I got my motorcycle license. I got my sticker proving I got my motorcycle license. And then I got the job. And I bought the MacBook, bought the case for the MacBook, and put the sticker on the MacBook. Yeah, that was such a kismet moment in my life. So that's been the tour of my MacBook sticker collection. I'm curious to know what your favorite sticker is. If it's not one of mine, what sticker do you have on your MacBook that you really love? or that tells a great story about your journey or where you've been in the world. I would love to know because I love hearing stories as much as I love telling them. Thanks so much for your time, and see you soon.